from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 6.
What do you think happened to it?
I don't know. If I knew that, again, as I told you, I don't think it would be missing.
The Little Rock police chief admits that he lost his department-issued handgun. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight at 6, everyone. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Katz. Chief Kenton Buckner was issued a written reprimand and repaid the department. KARK4's Drew Petrimo joining us live from LRPD headquarters tonight. And Drew, you talked to the chief today, and you also got reaction from the community.
Yeah, well, some out in the community believe this is an embarrassment to the department. We spoke with the chief today. He called it a regrettable moment.
Because I don't know where it is or what happened, I can't be certain of anything.
Little Rock Police Chief Kenton Buckner admitting Wednesday he can't say what happened to his department-issued handgun.
You're issued a weapon and you're responsible for that weapon, and the fact that I can't locate it is a problem.
Buckner says it vanished over the Memorial Day weekend when he was moving from an apartment where he was living to a home he bought.
At some point during the end of my move, I realized that I was unable to locate my department-issued firearm.
According to a police report, the gun in question is a .40 caliber Glock 27, valued at nearly $460.
He's a chief. He's supposed to know where something like that is. You just don't lose that.
Buckner says he had several strangers in his home during the moving process, but can't say if the gun is lost or stolen.
Yeah, I'd say it's embarrassing for the department, for sure.
Are you not setting a bad example for the community when you can't even find your own gun?
I don't think that I'm setting a bad example for the community. I think I've had a regrettable moment.
As a result, Buckner received a written reprimand from the city manager for improper or negligent handling of city property.
I think he's a good chief, and I think he'll be okay.
The chief says he reimbursed the city for the cost of the gun, and we found some willing to forgive.
He was moving, and he could have misplaced it. Could have been an honest mistake.
Now, the chief says the gun that he lost was a backup weapon, one that he brought to work regularly, but not always. Reporting live at LRPD headquarters, I'm Drew Petrimo.
All right, Drew, thanks very much. Two people pretending to be undercover DEA agents robbed a group of teens in Bryant. The pair got away with cash after demanding the search of the victims. KARK4's Josh Berry spoke with one of the victims today and has this story. And Josh, a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, Bob, it is, because they don't know whether to trust the people claiming to be those officers. Now, if they didn't comply, they'd be going against instructions from law enforcement. And if they do comply, they're giving in to demands of a criminal. Eventually, this group of teenagers, however, did what was right.
Believable.
Right outside the McDonald's in Bryant Tuesday night, two people pretending to be undercover DEA agents stopped Darian Holland and 7 of his friends.
And the only reason we didn't try to do anything is because we thought they were real cops.
The group of teens, many just graduating high school, were accused of smoking weed. The pair of fake cops claimed they had to search the group and didn't need to provide identification.
Like, I don't have to show you a badge, I'm undercover.
Bryant police warn people not to fall for a trick like this, explaining if an officer is in plain clothes and tries to stop you, they'll have credentials, a badge, and if anything, an ID.
You don't know what kind of weapons they might have on them or exactly what their intentions are.
One of the teens told police he gave his wallet to the woman who took out $100 and replaced it with a pill.
And they said, oh, well, look what we found in your wallet.
15 minutes into the encounter, one of the teens finally did call 911.
They heard cop sirens coming, and the two fakes jumped in the car and started, like, driving away.
Bryant police were able to catch up with and arrest 20-year-old Brian Christine Sollers and 35-year-old Timothy Baker, but police are left with another concern.
Have they done this to anyone else that we just don't know about yet?
Now, Bryant police have asked that if you've been approached by these subjects, or anyone recently for that matter, give them a call. Police say if you feel uncomfortable in a situation like this with police and are unsure, just call 911. Ashley, back to you.
Josh, thanks very much. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says a woman was kidnapped, shot, and then thrown off of a bridge and somehow survived. Now, 3 people are in custody. Samantha McLean, Nick McDaniel, and Joshua Padilla are all in the Pulaski County Jail. They're facing attempted murder charges in connection to that kidnapping. The victim was taken to a local hospital. No word on her condition.
The Faulkner County Sheriff's Office looking for a man they believe killed another man Tuesday night. The suspect, Travis Watson, The 44-year-old is currently on probation. There's his picture right there. His last known address was in Clinton. He is 5'11" with green eyes, red hair, long goatee. Probably shaved that if he knows law enforcement's looking for him. If you see him or you know where he may be, you're being asked to contact local law enforcement or call directly to the Faulkner County Sheriff's Office.
2 suspects are behind bars in connection to Conway's first homicide of the year. Zachary Gibbs is in the Faulkner County Jail. He faces second-degree murder charges after he and his co-worker Cole Harvey got into an argument. Witnesses say Gibbs went into Harvey's home to work things out, but got into another fight where Harvey was stabbed. Gibbs' girlfriend, Rhonda Stevens, also arrested and faces tampering with evidence charges.
Cabot Police Department taking to social media to explain their policy on the controversial open carry law being debated around the state. In a message on the department's Facebook page, it states the Cabot Police Department stated publicly, based on interpretation of Act 746 by the Lonoke County Prosecuting Attorney and Cabot City Attorney, that open carry was not authorized. However, the message goes on to read that they are awaiting a formal decision from the current Attorney General on this law. Debate goes on. Benton police have warned people about the rise in stolen or lost guns there. Since January of 2014, officers have taken 29 calls where firearms were stolen out of vehicles. During the same time, officers took 12 reports where individuals found firearms that had been lost or misplaced in various locations, including a booth at a restaurant.
It's just kind of a concern for us in the community because we don't know where those guns are going to end up within our community, and they may be used in any type of criminal activity, and often they will turn up, months, days, years later.
The department stresses the responsibility and liability that comes with carrying firearms, either concealed or they say openly. They ask that you do not leave firearms inside vehicles where criminals can have easy and quick access to them.
An emergency landing in northeast Arkansas when the engine in a small plane stalled. The aircraft had crashed into the parking lot of a Japanese restaurant early this morning in Jonesboro. The pilot and passenger made it out okay. The plane, though, was headed to Oklahoma when the pilot says the oil light came on, so they headed back, but not before this happened. According to the police report, the pilot landed safely, but somehow hit a metal post. It tore off a wing, and eventually the plane caught fire. The firefighters arrived and put the flames out. A federal investigator will now inspect the crash scene to figure out what went wrong.
Arkansas's Attorney General says her office is working on a response to a Pulaski County judge's ruling that same-sex couples married in the state should have their rights recognized. On Tuesday, Judge Wendell Griffin ruled that Arkansas must recognize the rights of more than 500 gay couples who were married in 2014, May of that year, when the state's ban on same-sex marriage was briefly struck down. But with that law still on the books, Attorney General Leslie Rutledge believes the ruling is not valid.
These marriages are not recognized as a marriage in Arkansas under Amendment 83, which defines marriage between one man and one woman. We are reviewing yesterday's ruling by the circuit court judge, and we'll make a decision on how to move forward to defend Arkansas's traditional definition of marriage between one man and one woman.
Judge Griffin's ruling gives married gay couples access to privileges such as filing joint taxes and also health insurance enrollment.
We are your local election headquarters, and Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton coming back to the natural state. Clinton will be headlining the Jefferson Jackson dinner hosted by the Arkansas Democratic Party. That dinner will be held on Saturday, July 18th at Verizon Arena in North Little Rock. For more information on tickets, just go to our website, arkansasmatters.com.
Still to come this evening at 6 o'clock, find out which Central Arkansas city is prepping for a groundbreaking they say will change the look of the city. Next.
I thought his lightning struck the house.
Oh, but it wasn't. Find out what woke this couple up from a sound night's sleep and why they're grateful to be awake.
And temperatures soaring well into the 90s across all of Arkansas today. The only silver lining, it wasn't all that humid for much of us. In Little Rock, we started at 70 up to 94 this afternoon, but that silver lining of not much humidity, well, that's going to be changing, and rain chances are back in the forecast as well. We'll let you know when to expect them in just a couple minutes.
From the station that brings you local news that matters, this is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition. With Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report.